Much. At this point in time, I'd like to show the on the easel document that I will put into evidence the outline of the organization. And if Mr. Walters could come forward, he's still under oath, and could simply explain to the Commission what the outline of the organization is and precisely where, at this point, for instance, Mitchell Herman then fit in with regard to flag.
Now, what is that chart again you have, Mr. Flynn or Mr. Walters? What are you showing us?
Okay, we got
right here is the organization, the top of the organization for the Guardian's office.
Yeah, why don't you go there with your pointer?
All right, it starts at the top at L. Ron Hubbard. He's listed as Commodore and founder. Below him is the CSG's Commodore Staff Guardians, CS6. There are 7 divisions. That's Mary Sue Hubbard, by the way. Now, I'll go down this way first. Right below her is Guardian Worldwide, which is in England, Jane Kemper. She's been the Guardian since the inception. It's a lifetime appointment, which is interesting because she just got sentenced and she's in jail.
Do they still have these posts?
Yes, they do. Your headquarters now is in Clearwater.
So convicted felons are serving on an administrative hierarchy chart?
No, these 11 that got indicted, convicted, were in Scientology until they were put in jail. People who have been trained by them have replaced them and are here in Clearwater. All right, below Jane Kemper is your divisions for worldwide divisions. Information, which is really intelligence, is Mo Budlong. He's the name you saw in a lot of those documents. Anything done in Clearwater, you'll see correspondence, the FBI has it, I've seen it, correspondence between Mo Budlong and Clearwater concerning operations. David Gaiman, legal is Versailles, finance is Herbie Parkhouse. This man here probably knows more about the financial structure of Scientology. You will not see him on the RPF. Now, it should be David Gaiman. Is there Sheila Gaiman? Social coordination, that's David Gaiman's wife. David was, they got David over here for PR. David handled all public relations worldwide, and his wife handled the social coordinations. And these divisions, by the way, are the same throughout the world, throughout the United States. For example, in Las Vegas, information was Chuck Reese I told you about. No, I'm going to stay with that, but I just want to... Oh, okay. But I just want to make a point. Yeah, a point that this organization you see here is the same everywhere. The structure is exactly the same. L. Ron Hubbard's here, Mary Sue goes down, and then in your org, you'll have the exact same position. So to familiarize you with Clearwater, so you can understand your Clearwater operation, in Clearwater you will have a director of information. You'll have a director of PR, which I believe is Millwall. No, I think he's out.
Will you give us also some...
I heard he's doing missionary work.
Yes. I'll tell you who's here. Will here. Yeah, Will here.
Okay, will you connect those people with testimony that we've had before, such as Director of Information? He was the person...
All right, Director of Information is involved with all the covert and overt intelligence operations for collecting information on enemies of the church. So in Clearwater, I would say, and I'd say under oath, that the Director of Information in Clearwater has the files on all of you people. The Director of Public Relations here is in Clearwater. You have a legal bureau here in Clearwater. You have finance here in Clearwater. You'll also have social coordination that directs WISE, knocking on, etc. They will not tell you it's run by the Guardian's office, but I'll guarantee you it is. All right, going back to the worldwide organization. Below them, you have your deputy guardian in the U.S. That was in the Los Angeles. It was Henning Health. He was indicted and is in jail at the moment. Below him was Duke Snyder, was his assistant. Then again, you have information intelligence.
Not the baseball player.
No. This is another Duke Snyder.
Okay.
Information in the United States. Then you have PR for the United States, which is Artie Marin, who when I was in used to be sent here to handle quite a few things. Legal, Mary Rizzicano. Finance, Mary Health, the wife of Henning Health. You notice it's a very close-knit organization. Director of Social Coordination is a good friend of mine, Laurie Zern, who I will say she'll get her in a lot of trouble. She's going to be out in the hearing someday.
Mr.
She's a
Walters,
good girl.
Mr. Walters,
Yes.
just for clarification now, the top row that you went through there, which was the worldwide
Right. That's in
Guardian's
England.
office, that's in Clearwater.
No, the ones I'm showing you is in England.
Is in England.
In England.
All right.
Worldwide is officially at East Grinstead, England.
Okay, now,
But here's the thing. You see this man up here runs the operation.
right.
All right. An intelligence agent can't do anything unless it runs through the thing to L. Ron Hubbard. So the real base of operations is where he is, and the connection to him is through Clearwater.
Now, but that's located in England. Now, the United States section that you just went through, is that still in Los Angeles now?
Information is in Los Angeles. U.S. is still, Artie's in Los Angeles, Mary's in Los Angeles, Health is in Los Angeles, Laurie Zern is still in Los Angeles. But that is an organization point of view. The operations is still run out of Clearwater, is
Right.
the senior flag of all of it. As you know, the guy up here, these people are all in England, United States. This man cannot be found. So there are operatives that work through him wherever he is. Is where it runs, and my best knowledge is that the operation is from Clearwater directly to him. Because I can give you a bit of information. Is it okay to say?
You're under oath.
All right. I don't know. They have just, this is what I hear from insiders. Insiders tell me Mr. Hubbard, who's very harsh when things do not go right, apparently the Guardian's office was supposed to stop you people from these trials, these hearings. They did not stop you. A lot of them have just been sacked. He has brought in his young elite crew of CMO, Commodore Messengers Org. These are all the young kids that have been trained by him since they're 13 years old. They are now going to put ethics in on Clearwater.
Question. Is this the same group that one of the witnesses the other day referred to that you could almost compare them to the Gestapo?
That's right. These young kids are starry-eyed, devoted to Hubbard, and mayors and people like you will not scare them.
Another witness, or it had been mentioned that these CMO people have had so little contact with the outside world that they don't recognize governmental agencies or policies or laws. And these people, according to hearsay, are now in charge of the entire operation. Can you comment to that?
Yeah, people, I know some of them. They started on the ship. They've had no outside schooling at all. They know these policies inside out. They can quote them verbatim. They've been trained by Hubbard. They are tough little cookies, I'll tell you.
What does ethics mean on Clearwater?
Ethics means that apparently there are attacks. They look at this open hearing as an attack, and ethics will be to come and clean this up.
Just explain yourself a little better, clean this up.
Well, that means that I'll tell you
What are they
exactly
capable of?
All right, here's what'll happen. This division over here will go through all the files that they have, go over it on you, and find out what they can use. This division will start a campaign written up to make it look like a beautiful church. This division will sue all of you individually, collectively, and probably the city of Clearwater.
Doing that already.
They have. The Finance Bureau will have to do whatever they can to make sure their records are safe. The Social Coordination Bureau will have to set up things to show that Knockin' On, etc. are not part of Scientology.
You mean Sammy the Seagull, Jerry Society, Narcanon will be on call to help the publicity throughout Clearwater?
Yes.
Their PR organization?
There will be a massive campaign set here.
Yeah, it's in operation.
Oh, it is in operation already? Now, if you want to know what, I know some of this stuff sounds like I'm trying to make up things, you know. Here is an actual document, marked secret, concerning Clearwater. It's an operation done by Deputy Garden U.S. It says here to Duke Schneider, you saw his name on the other board. You asked for a chart for enemy lines used up to this point for Clearwater attack after research of the files was done. This is the files they have on you people. Attach this chart. It looks complete to me. From this I see the areas of priority to infiltrate are St. Petersburg Times, Mayor,
Gabe Cazares.
Channel 13 TV. Who's Snyder? Is there a Snyder here?
He was.
He's a radio
He
personality.
been handled? He's still around?
No.
Florida Attorney General's office, Florida State Attorney General Russell. As things have been quite hectic with the first 2 days, I wanted to send you this to go over. Any change or additions you want to you add would be okay. I would suggest they're probably adding quite a few now.
For the record, that this exhibit on the easel is part of one of the hundreds of documents in an exhibit which will be entitled Scientology Operations in Clearwater, of which we've made a copy for each of the commissioners. And that's just one of the documents. That is not Operation Normandy, or to which I refer. That's just a piece of correspondence about a particular operation. Operation Normandy, which you'll see right at the front of your exhibit, lays out all the areas of infiltration. At this particular time and date, they put that down as a priority.
This was dated 1976.
That's correct.
I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
A real loaded one. In your opinion, if this new guard comes in, how would you define them?
As young, tough, highly trained, young elite, totally dedicated to Scientology.
Rational?
Well, not rational or sane in our sense, but do not underestimate their cleverness and dedication to duty.
Mr. Walters, we've heard evidence that shows that policy is still being adhered to. Is that what leads you to believe that this type of thing is happening in the city today?
Oh, yes. You see, one of the key words for me in a tech person is this, prediction. See, the Guardian's office gives prediction to an area. You must know what your enemy is going to do. By keeping files on you people and on the city, they can predict what you're going to do. In fact, the whole Guardian's office information that's their goal. It's called prediction. And if you fellows ever do anything that they did not expect, that Hubbard gets surprised at, then local fellows here get their heads slapped.
Are you saying that local government is a danger?
To the Scientology? Of course it is.
Because,
Yes.
we are in danger.
Yes.
To whatever the young elite may do?
I would not be surprised if you have some new secretaries coming in looking for jobs, or have had in the past. But Hubbard is not fooling around.
Okay. Where is he?
Oh, okay. All right, Mitch Herman here. You're familiar with him. He's had a lot to do with Clearwater thing. He's in the Guardian's office, handles the southeastern section. I see his assistant.
That's the Mike Cooper.
Yeah. Anyway, this shows he's directly on the intelligence information line, and he's well known. I mean, there's no doubt who he is to anybody that's in Scientology.
Okay, we have another witness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two more witnesses.
What I think I'll do at this time, I don't know what the commission, how late the commission intends to go.
However long.
There are some documents that I think need to be shown in order to put some of the issues, or one of the issues in perspective, which kind of translates into a lot of the other issues that is confronted with the commission. It's particularly important because of the fact that there are auditing files of thousands of individuals sitting over in the Fort Harrison. All of the people who came here to the city thought that they would be confidential. And as you know, one of the fundamental issues before the commission is that particular consideration. So I'm going to put into evidence at this point some of the, just a few of the documents that were seized by the FBI with regard to auditing information. And I would, again, caution you that this is simply a sampling. Very quickly, this is a project that the entire exhibit will show regarding, of Mary Sue Hubbard, regarding the using of the files as operating targets to make full use of all files in the organization to affect your major targets. These include personnel files, ethics files, dead files, central files, training files, processing files, and requests for refunds. That's just simply one of their programs with regard to one of the files to give you an idea of a program. This is, you'll note the date, 27 September 76. This pertains to one individual who they were checking out for whatever reason. Donna's auditing files start in July 1963 at St. Hill, United Kingdom, where she was on some type of a briefing course. Mr. Walters would know. She was being run on GR6 processing at that time. During this auditing, that means rock slammed. RS means rock slam. That basically means to substantially fail a security check where the needle on the meter slams against the side, which means you've got a very serious withhold or a very serious condition that has to be looked into. On Jane Kember, LRH, Herbie Parkhouse, and Fred Hare, what that means is she was asked questions in the security check about Kember, Hubbard, Parkhouse, and Hare, and it immediately became very significant because she rock slammed on that particular part of the security check. Donna has been in Scientology since at least 1952. She attended the doctorate course in Philadelphia at that time. While at the PDC, she was promiscuous. She slept with 4 or 5 men during the course, 2 of them on the org premises. She has quite a record of promiscuity in these early years. With 3 male PCs, she let them touch her genitals during sessions because they got into sexingness. She has masturbated regularly since she was 8 years old. Mentions doing it with coffee grounds, doesn't say how, and once had a puppy lick her. As you can see, the whole thing goes through, and it's just to give you an indication of the type of information that's being used. And in 3, you'll see an enemy formula write-up done at ASHO. That's the American St. Hill organization. She mentions leaving her husband, Mo, in May 1952, but she does not give his last name. There is no mention of it in our files. She was also married to Bill Fisk, who was shot while she was on that briefing course at St. Hill. Bill had been sleeping with Phoebe Helm and Helene Grimes, now Simmons, before he got shot for sleeping with a student at Seattle Org. Donna had agreed that he could sleep around while she was away. Donna denied him sex even when she was with him and would masturbate to satisfy herself. Yeah, there's another indication there that they were also using the ethics files. And you'll note the date, 27 September 76, when Clearwater was in the city. And Mr. Mayor Cazares was trying to find out who they were. There's a succession of these documents. There are hundreds of them. That's an example. We'll put a number of them into evidence, but it'll give you an idea.
They're all the same flavor and all.
They're all basically the same flavor. Some have crimes, some have sex, some have drugs. Some involve specific operations to blackmail, how they're going to do it, extort. Some of them are against news people. Some of them are against news reporters who tried to conduct investigations that worked, where the news reporters dropped their investigations when the Scientology investigations disclosed extramarital affairs, whatever.
You have told what you and Mr. Waller made to us, but I wonder about the newsmen that have been covering this event. Do you think they should take special care themselves?
I would say they're on, as Mr. Walters would describe, they're on the PR end, so they've just been getting hit with heavy PR day in and day out. Probably for the last 3 or 4 months, every other hour, someone has been going down to the Clearwater Sun and the St. Pete Times Clearwater section and just hitting the reporters constantly with PR. They sent out that booklet in Clearwater, The Way to Happiness, and other things of that nature.
I got two of them.
I think it's from the other side, from harassment.
He meant
I mean, for harassment, we may all be able to indicate a few things that we suspect, but I wonder about the reporters. They may have to be on their guard, too.
It depends whether they're cooperating or not.
Dianetics,
if they still pose a threat, then they would go, as Mr. Walters and as many witnesses have testified, they go to the next level of operation. If they still pose a threat, they go to the next level of operation.
Mr. Flynn, how would you characterize, say, Austin, Texas was mentioned by Mr. Mayor, and there was an article in one of the newspapers today about Austin, Texas having a proclamation proclaiming how great Dianetics was. Now, this appeared in the paper. Is this an example of reporters and the heavy PR that they are fed day in and day out? How can something like that occur?
You can draw your own inferences from the evidence based on policy. The significantly appeared next to the Clearwater, the article about Scientology was in today's paper. You can draw your own inferences from the evidence that you've heard to this point.
I believe I owe their mayor a letter.
You might. Jack Clark, please.
Charlie, you wouldn't sign a proclamation for that, would you?
I wouldn't sign a proclamation.
I say Jack Clark because I've come to know him. It's Dr. John Clark, and he's one of the, well, I won't state his credentials.
Dr. Clark, will you be sworn in, please?